We were offered 200 million naira overseas relocation package to implicate Governor Fubara's chief of staff. How can you imagine? Acquitted suspect review. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they give this to somebody that is not really making money in Fubara's cabal, and they say, oh, we are going to give you 200 million naira. You are going to relocate abroad with your family members just to lie against Fubara. Tell me that some people have not collected it. Tell me that somebody like that Wike, what did they call his name, has not collected this offer to lie against Fubara the other day. Can you imagine? To implicate the chief of staff, that is this in a year. Can you imagine? So imagine how much you are going to give to lie against Fubara. It will even pass 200 million naira. If they are giving 200 million naira for the chief of staff, or to implicate the chief of staff, to lie against him, they are taking 200 million naira overseas relocation package. So imagine how much they are going to give to somebody to implicate Fubara. This country now, wow, they really go to the extreme for anything. I don't understand. They allege that they were offered a 200 million overseas relocation package in exchange for altering their statement to falsely implicate Edison Heye, the chief of staff to the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. 4 individuals who were recently acquitted of charges related to the fire incident at the Rivers State House of Assembly has made startling claims. So obviously that Mr. Wike should be in prison too by now. He should have been arrested because obviously he lied. We saw that he lied. Now 4 people that they've arrested and acquitted now, they are saying that they were paid, they were given an offer that if you take this, you are going to travel abroad. Who would not want to take that offer? Can you imagine? They allege that they were offered a 200 million naira overseas relocation package in exchange for altering their statement to falsely implicate Edison Heye, the chief of staff to the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. The 4 men identified as Chime Ezebalike, Kenneth Pasa, Oladele Lukman, and Macpherson Olomini were initially detained in connection with the fire that broke out at the assembly in December 2023. After enduring over 6 months in detention at the Kuje Correctional Facility, Abuja, they were acquitted of all charges in November 2024. Meanwhile, in a press briefing held in Port Harcourt on Monday, Ezebalike disclosed that they had been approached recently by a prominent leader of People's Democratic Party (PDP) from Obiakpo local government area, who allegedly urged them to change their testimony and name Edison Heye as the mastermind behind the assembly fire, a prominent leader of People's Democratic Party. That's the same party that Fubara is in. So he's surrounded by enemies. All people in PDP, all of them, they are working for APC. You don't even know who is who. You don't even know who is who. Yeah, a prominent leader in PDP from Obiakpo local government. I don't know, because Wike is from Ikwere, right? So it's obviously not Wike. Somebody from Obiakpo local government, a PDP member that the governor is also part of, is the one that paid and urged them to change their testimony. Things they suck for this country. We were asked to rewrite our story and falsely name Edison Heye as the mastermind of the assembly fire. Did you hear? Ezebalike said, visibly upset. This is after everything we have been through. Maybe they did not fulfill their promise. Wahala. Maybe after they've lied. After the fire has occurred and they were arrested and all of that. Instead of probably paying them their money that they've promised them, they did not fulfill their promise. That's why this one came outside, because they said he's visibly upset. That means they did not fulfill their end of the bargain. So this is after everything that we have been through. We cannot be part of any nefarious plot, especially not after the trauma that we endured. We endured trauma. The 4 men claimed that the request was part of a broader political agenda linking their case to statements made by former head of service George Wike in Abuja. They also suggested that the pressure to implicate Heye was related to other high-profile cases, including the brutal murder of Awada area DPO Bako and Bashim, and an alleged assassination attempt on the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Zamewole. Recalling their harrowing experience, the man described being arrested in December 2023 under dubious circumstances. Oladele was arrested on December 5, 2023, followed by Chime and McPherson on December 16, and Kenneth on January 2024. They were allegedly blindfolded, detained at the Federal Intelligence Response Team (FIRT) in Port Harcourt and subjected to torture and coercion, including being denied legal access and forced to sign false confession. One of the most disturbing incidents involved a serving member of the Rivers State House of Assembly who allegedly visited the detainees with a uniformed officer and pressured them to implicate Ehe. Can you imagine? When they refused, they claimed they were subjected to beating and starvation. They tried to break us. Pastor said during the briefing, can you imagine the extent that these people can go? Why can't they mention the prominent person from Obiakpo? Can you imagine? They tried to break us. When we refused to cooperate, they turned to beating and starvation. Meanwhile, in addition to the physical abuse, the man alleged that the former local government chairman had offered them bribes to implicate Ehe. The bribe, they said, included 200 million naira and an overseas relocation package. These bribes were reportedly repeated when the men were transferred to detention in Abuja. Imagine, even if they've accepted, though, they might not give it to them. If they've accepted to implicate Ehe, they might do it, and at the end of the day, they'll just buy them inside the prison, dead and forgotten, because all these people, they can lie. Can you imagine? These bribes were reportedly repeated when the men were transferred to detention in Abuja. Some of the detainees claimed they were promised freedom in exchange for framing Pasa as an arsonist. After more than 6 months of detention, the charges against them were finally dropped in November 2024. And the matter was transferred to the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt. However, with their acquittal now final, the men said they were speaking out not just for their own sake, but to expose the lengths to which some political figures will go. Yes, the lengths that they will go to manipulate the system for their own gain. The same thing Akpabio is doing now to Natasha. The lengths they will go to any lengths. This country belongs to us all, Lukman said, addressing the press. No one should be tortured or forced to lie for political convenience. We call on civil society, the media, and all justice-loving Nigerians to rise and resist the weaponization of state institutions against innocent citizens. I like the way that God is really exposing these people. I like the way that God is exposing them, because what is all this? Can you imagine? So they will pay bribe, do all sorts of things just to manipulate things to go in their own favor. Now, wow. Things are really happening in this country. Things are really happening, and this administration is like the worst ever. The executive, judiciary, the legislature, worst thing to happen to Nigeria at this time. It is well, my listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.